I want to do government contracting. Where do I start? At the beginning. Greetings and welcome to The Contracting Guy. I am The Contracting Guy, and today I want to talk to you about where to begin in government contracting. I recently talked to a small business who presented me their story of government contracting, and it was pitiful. And one of the things I found was that it lacked organization. I believe that was like the scarecrow, kind of couldn't organize these things in his head. So I took the time and laid out a plan. Now, is it the only plan? No, it was the plan that it was my plan shared with him. Said, this is what you need to do. Many small business consultants do that, and some perhaps don't. In this case here, I assisted this small business, but I want to be able to share this with you now. In this case here, the small business did not understand the process. So in looking at that, I said, well, let's take a look at it. Now, for me, I use a three-part process, 3 parts. And that is knowing yourself, knowing your competitor, and understanding your customer, those 3. So we're only going to look at knowing yourself today. The first part of government contracting is knowing that you have something to sell to the government. How do you know that? You know that because you know what the government buys. It's kind of like knowing your customer. So you understand yourself in light of what other people need. So if you sell IT work and the government uses IT work, great. If you sell, golly, there's everything the government uses. If you water plants and the government needs it, you got it. So what I counseled the young man to do was this, is that, well, first off, you need to have a good capability statement. Now, I'm not a fan of capability statements. I've said that in earlier podcasts. But a capability statement is extremely useful in cataloging the things that you do. So when you can catalog these things, you now have a better perspective. I said the first thing you do is catalog the things that you do. What's your business? Describe how that goes. What NAICS codes apply? What SIC codes apply? What all the other codes? You'll identify that in your capability statement. The second thing you do after you have a capability statement is kind of like a 1.1. 1, 2, 3, 1.1 is ask somebody to look at it. Say, what do you think about this capability statement? And they'll go, oh, that looks pretty good. Or, no, I think you need more of this. So get some advice from other entrepreneurs or other organizations like SBDC or PTAC or VBOCs. So you ask for advice on that. Once you've solidified your capability statement, now go to SAM and register. It's not difficult. You can do it by yourself. There's no cost to it. Just register in SAM. Now, there are questions that you need to answer, but if you have a robust capability statement, you can enter into SAM really easy because you've done all the legwork. So that becomes important. Once you have completed your SAM and you've gotten your SAM registration, which means you've got your unique identifier and you've got your cage code, you now, if you are a small business that is a veteran, like a VBO, veteran, service disabled veteran-owned small business, or a veteran-owned small business, you can go to the VA, or sometime in the future, it'll be the SBA, to get your veteran certification. Now, those are the 2 that are going to be used for veteran certification. However, there are other entities that do support that, which are, the PTACs will help you get through that process because they've been certified to do that. Some of them, not all of them. There are organizations out there that do veteran certifications, but they're only for the private sector, such as NVBDC or Navoba. Those two. You can look at them. Now, once you get that certification, now you have that. That's important. So you know who you are. That is critical. In the next podcast, we're going to be talking about your 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 competition and your customer, your government customer. Now, keep in mind, if you rely on the federal government to feed your family, you're going to be woefully hungry, and your family will probably be pretty ticked off. So you should have private sector work, whether it's commercial or whether it's state, local, or municipal, or even schools or nonprofits like churches. So take a look at that. Make sure that you have your system solidified. Once you have that done, we can go on to the next step. So I'll look forward to you then at the next podcast about your competition and the customer. Until then, this is the contracting guy. I'm out.
Thank you for watching The Contracting Guy. Please like, subscribe, and share the video. We'd appreciate that. This is The Contracting Guy. I'm out.